This is the cheapest 360 camera you can buy on eBay. Hey guys, everything new under the sun. Looking at the box, this particular camera has no real brand name. It just says 360. I'm not even sure who technically it's made by. It's just a panoramic camera. You can see some of the specs there. 220-degree fisheye lens. Resolution ratio 320 by 240, not very high. It's got a built-in battery. Takes SD cards up to 64 gigs. One nice thing about this camera is that it does all the stitching on board. So unlike, for example, the Samsung Gear 360, which gives you two different videos effectively that you have to stitch together, this one does it all on the camera, and there's a screen on board as well. This is also technically a 4K camera, and it has Wi-Fi as well, as you can see from some of the icons. So it is full 360. There's a lens on both sides. So it's not just, some cameras claim to be 360, but there's only one lens on it. So the f-stop is 2.0, so okay in lower light, but it is a bit grainy overall. It does 4K, but only at 15 frames per second. It will do 1080. I think it's 25 or 30 frames per second. But if you're doing 360 video, you really need 4K, and really you need more than 4K to have any sort of resolution in any particular direction. So it comes actually very nicely boxed. This was $136, I believe it was, off eBay. Cheapest I've seen, and it actually works better than, for me at least, the Samsung Gear 360, because my current MacBook wasn't new enough. It's a 2012, and it could not handle the processing of the stitching. So my box came with actually two USB power cords. I think that was a mistake. They put two in there. Comes with a little tripod, which I just set down. A black felt case. It's not particularly expensive feeling, but it protects the lenses because there's a lens on both sides. Well packaged, nice foam, nicely packaged together. It's not just slapped together. They must be making this for a particular company. I don't know who, because it's, like I say, it's unbranded. There's a kind of a badge on the bottom of it, but there's no name on the badge. So it's as if it came straight from China. And it's a pre-production model of some other company that wants to put it out. So it's got the two lenses on either side. It's got a fair-sized screen, for the price that I paid for this. It's really quite incredible. It's got microphones around it. It's got a play button. That's the on-off button on the front there. And it does have the built-in battery charged by USB, and it's got the SD card slot on the side of it. Now the battery was kind of dead when it came. I had to charge it up, but I will show in a second. So this is the USB charge slot. It's what's it called, the micro USB, not the mini, but the micro. And like I say, it does come with the SD. So when you plug it in, the screen comes on. Briefly, you can see the image, the stitched image from the two cameras, and then immediately you see the charging. So it won't charge and record at the same time, that I've noticed. I will have some video after this showing, and hopefully it won't go to 3D. I'm hoping this doesn't, when uploaded to YouTube, doesn't make the whole video 3D, but it will be basically the stitched video where you can kind of see all around. In terms of the interface, I'm not going to go through the interface in this video, but it does have different options. You can set the resolution, the frame rate, the 4K versus the 1080, and lower resolutions. You can take images with it. You can take a 360 image and it will stitch it together. The nice thing is that you can look at the camera and see exactly what it's showing. And so this is just a flat view, of course, of what it looks like. Check out my playlist for 360 videos on my channel, Everything New Under the Sun. And you can see at least a couple videos at this point in time of the 360. I've got one video of the 360 in my Airstream, just demonstrating it, where you can literally go in there, drag the screen around, look at whatever you want while I'm talking. Then the other is of this video, which is longer and several more clips of a walk in a park on a trail. And so you can see this is 4K, 15 frames per second. So check out the videos in the playlist. I can't put it here because this video is not going to be 360 enabled, but the videos in that playlist will otherwise be 360 enabled. So that's my unbox. So far, for the price of it, it does a lot more for me than the Gear 360 did, just simply because I didn't have the horsepower in my computer to stitch it. So this does the onboard stitching. So for the price, pretty good, but the resolution is low. It's a bit grainy. You really need 5K, 6K, 8K video for nice, crisp 360 videos, but this will certainly get you started. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.